Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Cryptocurrency Daily. We're here with Otto Von Nostitz. We have a very special episode. He's the CEO and co-founder of Zarcade. Otto, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me today.
Eli 5, what's Zarcade?
Zarcade is a platform that distributes video games that are developed based on NEM blockchain technology, NEM or ZEM on coinmarketcap.com. And the games are integrated into the NEM blockchain through the use of a Zarcade software developer kit. So we call that SDK, which can be seamlessly downloaded by the game publisher from the platform. This SDK basically NEM blockchains, if you will, the game that we approve. The first step involved is that the game publisher comes to Zarcade. They give us a conversion rate that we have to approve. And this conversion rate, there are in-game credits, like how many in-game credits will equal one ZAR, XAR, which is our cryptocurrency. We consult with the game publisher on the difficulty of the game. If his in-game currency are rupees, he'll be like, would 10 rupees equaling one ZAR be okay? We have a team in place, make sure that there's no weird or ultra-violent content on the game or whatnot. Then we approve his conversion rate, approve the game, and then he's ready to go. And we'll be able to accumulate ZAR on the platform and on his game by converting the in-game credits that they accrue through their hard work playing the game. And then they'll have a built-in ZAR wallet that both the gamer and the game publisher will have. And eventually, this is quite unique in the crypto space, NEM is going to have their own crypto exchange to the Zarcade platform. This is going to create a very seamless trading environment where you take the in-game credits from the video game, convert them to ZAR, then you can convert the ZAR to ZEM, which is NEM's cryptocurrency, to cash out or convert your ZEM into real money. So that's just sort of a lowdown on the platform.
So you guys are basically creating a whole self-contained ecosystem, it sounds like.
It is. And the whole blockchain community, or the crypto community rather, there are a lot of gamers also. And what we hope is that, gamers are always trying to find a way to win and to make things easy. They're problem solvers by nature. So we think that they'll have their game open, playing the game, and then perhaps on another laptop screen or on their desktop, they may have this Zarcade platform, M Exchange on it, and then they can create a system where they're working hard to accumulate the in-game credits, and then they can just switch over when they're done and convert their ZAR into ZEM. So I think there might be a behavioral change in the future. And when I meet gamers, they realize that they will have to maybe learn a little more about cryptocurrency and how to trade it and whatnot, but I think this will come quite naturally.
Sure. Yeah, gamers do have a tendency, kind of like you said, that problem solvers, that they really dive in and get the hang of them quickly. If games have open APIs, but that would be awesome if somehow you could actually throw the trading platform inside the game itself.
We're flexible with putting more features on the platform. Also, we're not just bound to only mobile game titles. We can actually do the whole spectrum, desktop and console games. But of course, on the business end of things, we could deal with the likes of the big boys like Microsoft, Ubisoft, any of the big game companies, to be on a console like Nintendo, for instance. So, from the whole range of Blizzard to Ubisoft to the indie developer. And my background is that I come from an indie gaming experience as well. So, I know the challenges involved. And the biggest challenge I found was that you can get the money for developing your dream game. And usually this may work out, but then at the end of it, you're kind of short of marketing. So, I feel the pain for the indie game developers out there. And one of our main missions with Zarcade is to increase the marketing budget and for them not to rely too much on ads. Because now, 2018, it seems that we're moving in a new age where how to put ads and all that's quite complicated for the developer to sort out. So we want to make that easier for them. We want to have more money for them for their marketing budgets. Frankly, we can also broadcast their game because Zarcade is a game distribution platform, just like the Apple App Store or Google Play, where you'll have sort of like a carousel on the platform where you can select Zarcade SDK games, if you will, nemified games. So we distribute the NEM blockchain games as well. And we broadcast them to this roughly 5 to 8 million person blockchain crypto community, just to give you a number there. So we're opening up a new market to the game publishers as well.
Sure. So it sounds like you guys have a lot of capabilities and you're doing a lot of huge things.
Yes, it's really thanks to the NEM blockchain. It's very easy to integrate. Just to give you some advantages of what the NEM blockchain does. With blockchain technology, they can actually receive their revenue perhaps in 40 minutes or an hour, as opposed to waiting for weeks. It really makes it easy for the game publisher to accumulate revenue. And secondly, blockchain is a transparent, immutable, as we call it, technology. So all the transactions are there. You can see it. There are no weird things going on. It's like what we call a trustless device. No middleman involved. There's a direct relationship between the gamer and the game publisher through Zarcade. Frankly, with Zarcade, we also take 0% of revenue share from the game publisher. On Google App Store, the Apple App Store, usually they have a share of 30%. So by going with us on a NEM-powered platform, they also have a 0% rev share scheme, bolster their marketing budget. This is one of our goals, and we're making progress. Our first game slated to be NEM blockchain is called Send Them to Hell by Xi Studios. It's a fun, endless runner genre. And then we have further publishers ready to go after them. We have Synthetic Games. We have Endless Studios with their endless runner called Chasing the Brains. It's sort of a fun, endless runner with really cool graphics. And then we have snapgame.io. They have 150 million plays, 4 million installs, and daily players. And what's interesting about them is that they have web-based games. Our Zarcade SDK is compatible also with these browser web-based games. We're in talks with other publishers that have approached us. And frankly, we can already SDK or Nemify their game and prep for the platform to be released. We hope to have our beta at the end of the DSO or afterwards. That's our aim. After the DSO, we'll be able to show a good proof of concept and a demonstration of the games. So the games will have built-in XAR wallet. And since Send to Hell, if you go way back, the game by Xi Studios, the first game to have NEM blockchain technology combined with Unity, which is the software that video game developers use to make their games. So that took us 2 weeks or so, and we had our Unity developer, Maxim, on our team. And also on our webpage, we had Kalen and Greg working on the SDK integration into a Unity game. So that was really exciting for us. We made that step of integrating what we call a crypto or mosaic wallet in a Unity-based game. So I think what makes our ICO and DSO stand out, perhaps from some other ones, is that we already had a proof of concept going on quite early in third quarter of 2017 before we pushed the button for the DSO launch. So we showed that NEM was capable of integrating a mosaic wallet in a Unity game. So I want to conduct conservative, straightforward DSO, and I wanted to ensure our potential XAR buyers that we have a proof of concept, and I showed it around, I demonstrated it of what it's capable of. So yes, we're in a good direction right now. We're having a bit of a buzz with the game publishers that are approaching us, and I hope we can help them out.
So it sounds like you guys are very easily able to scale. That doesn't seem like it's going to be a problem at all.
Yeah, scalability is I would say, not really that much of an issue for us after our discounted sale offer, our DSO is completed.
So what is the difference between a DSO and an ICO? I noticed on your site that you have a discounted sale offer.
We're just selling what we call a consumptive token or a utility coin at a discount of 20%. So it's a utility coin. So by nature, it's a very simple coin. It's just used for the platform to be able to act as a settlement coin between the people that have in-game credits and who have XAR and who have XEM. It's really the gateway token on the platform. With ICOs, the initial coin offerings, you get some different type of hybrid models. And one difference right off the bat is that when you buy our discounted XAR coin, you're not taking any equity in the company or things like that. So there's nothing else involved except simply just buying a utility coin at a discount. So the reason why we chose this wording discount sale offer is just to be very straightforward in what we're doing. It's just a coin that can be used, and there's no other add-ons that come with it, simply put.
I love the transparency. It's
Yeah.
very refreshing, especially I feel like at this point in time, ICO almost has a negative connotation, and it's really refreshing to see the transparency.
Absolutely. I think after July, August
2017, things just started to feel different out there in the ICO environment, and regulations were coming there. And I really believe that people that conduct ICOs and DSOs, they almost have to take a bit of a legal class. They really have to find the right firm to work with and to make sure that they have all their ducks in a row.
Yeah, it's really no joke. Some of these ICOs, for example, Envion, they just closed their ICO at number 6
Uh-huh.
in history at $100 million. And, they seem to have a great team. They seem to have an incredible technology. But you're right, with the amount of money being transferred and
Yeah.
invested, you need a solid legal team behind you. You just can't have a bunch of kids starting up a coin and putting together a white paper and just run away with it with other people's money. And it's happened so many times, and I feel like it still is. And that's why, in a sense, regulation really is good for a lot of the crypto space. I know a lot of people certainly won't agree with this, but some sort of regulation may be appropriate in the sense that it does provide a little bit of security. These people can't just start ICOs literally with no development knowledge, but they know how to write and they can design a nice white paper, and people donate millions and millions of dollars. They cash out and walk away. That, I don't know how, you go about regulating it, but I don't think that is right. I don't think that should be allowed.
Yes, I think the environment's changed. I think there definitely has to be a decent investment into the legal side of things to ensure the buyers of your coin that all sound, Also, harkening back to what I said, there are a lot of ICOs that also don't present sort of a proof of concept. Maybe they'll give you a mock-up or whatnot, but I think one thing that we did is that going back to the Send 'em to Hell game, we integrated a NEM Mosaic wallet also. We try to spread that video and demonstration around the crypto community to show people that we mean business. That was the first step in conducting our DSO before it actually happened. These are the differences. We have a POC, we have a straightforward utility coin. In our DSO information paper, as we call it, which is what our white paper is, we just state, what our goals are. The goal is simply to raise funds to take our beta platform that we'll have finished to the next level and finish it, pay the salaries of our team, and just ensure that the platform is finished. I think in conclusion, it's just sort of trying to relate to the community that we're just a very simple, straightforward company conducting a crowd sale.
It is neat to see a proof of concept. It's a sense of security, and you guys have a very solid team. Maxim, Gregory, Kaylin, Steven, Lon, and Danny. That's a big team. So what's the office like? What's a workday in the life of a Zarcade employee?
The company is international and the team is international. So really it's like a virtual office. And I come from a mainstream business background. In 2016, I didn't know that much about cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. But when I started to get into NEM and be introduced to everybody, a lot of the action occurs on Telegram. So our virtual office is basically Telegram. And I had to educate myself, and my friends told me how to use Telegram effectively. And, really what you do is that you create a dedicated chat room or various chat rooms to facilitate the project. So, of course, we have, our core team chat room and other chat rooms to coordinate with. But because our core developers are based in Europe, and because I'm at present based in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, it's really a virtual office here using Telegram. And, of course, the work environment is really chilled. I learn a lot from the whole team. We're very lucky to have an advisor like Lon Wong on board. And as you know, he also is Malaysian based. And it's fantastic to get his guidance on how to conduct a DSO, and also how he developed the idea of how Zarcade works, and also learning about how the NEM blockchain technology works with video games. And so really our team environment is very based on Telegram at the moment. And this is how the NEM community really facilitates and coordinates a lot of their activities. So in Malaysia here, it's myself, Maxim, Lon, and Steven. And then, of course, Greg and Kaylin are based in Europe. But of course, we're open to traveling back and forth with each other. And frankly, when I was introduced to how Telegram works, it's really ultra easy to work together. It has great features. Whether it be voice chat or handling these things called super groups, which is the Zarcade official Telegram chat that we have. And so really we work with our official chat. We take in the feedback from the community and people that would like to buy our discounted ZAR. And then we coordinate with the other chat rooms that I manage. So it's a unique working environment, but effective. And I would say it's very crypto and blockchain in its manner, but I think it's very effective to work together. I mean, if we need to look at something together, we'll just use Skype or whatnot, but I'll share screen. But we will be traveling back and forth probably from Europe and Asia to conduct our business.
The reason I like to ask that, it gives a really good sense of the external facing approach. The internal approach, like you said, you operate with efficiency and efficacy in mind. If that's the approach internally, you know that it's going to translate to the external approach, and that you can already see it with the way that Zarcade is approaching the market through transparency with the end user in mind. And it's the companies ultimately with the end user in mind that end up dominating the market share, like any of them. Uber, for example, Google, Amazon, even if they're loss leaders, they're solely focused on the end user, which is what makes them so big. And it's, again, refreshing to see that,
Yes,
that you have those principles backing you up, and it's running throughout the entire process, internally and externally. So what separates ZAR from other cryptos in the gaming space, like game credits, mobile go, and so on?
Yes, so like looking at the whole market landscape at the moment with blockchain companies and video games, when I'm looking at these other companies, one thing I see that makes us stand out quite a lot is how the ZAR token is of a constant value of €1. And what this does is that this also adds a lot of comfort and confidence in the game publishers that sign up with us. Everyone I talk to, they really don't want a cryptocurrency token or whatnot to have a fluctuating nature to it, because they tell me that when they come on board, a fluctuating coin will actually hinder their game mechanics and also how it operates. So they always really want to have a coin of constant value to benefit them and to act as a settlement coin between their in-game economies and to Zem. This is the big difference that I've seen. So when there are other people, mentioning to me these other companies, I think they're doing great things. But I think one thing I've always noticed is that our token is at a constant value. And whenever I tell our game publishers that, they feel reassured, and they like the concept because it just means that their game is sort of buttressed properly and is sort of secured through the blockchain, and also having a double dose of security with a coin of constant value. So that's the big difference I've seen, besides the majority I've seen using Ethereum. Of course, I'm a huge supporter of NEM blockchain technology, and Ethereum and NEM are quite different in how they operate. For me, I find NEM very efficient. Even when you set up a web page to conduct a DSO, it takes half the time to set up a NEM-powered platform or a discount sale offer than it would be perhaps using Ethereum, from what I know. So it's NEM blockchain technology. It's us having a coin of a constant value. It's also us being quite fortunate to have the upcoming NEM exchange, which is quite unique in the crypto space, because out of all the crypto foundations of the world, like Ethereum, NEM, Dash, etc., NEM is the first one to actually create a dedicated NEM exchange for their NEM ICO companies. So the NEM exchange is going to be linked up to the Zarcade platform, and that's going to create a very easy trading mechanism between ZAR and Zem to ZAR. That's another big difference. We actually have an exchange from a crypto blockchain foundation that's going to be linked to the platform as well to ensure ease of trade. And of course, I get the question that ZAR will also be able to go on other exchanges. That's confirmed as well. We're totally open to it going on other exchanges outside the NEM exchange, of course. And of course, it could be used by other gamers to increase the value of their in-game credit environment as well. The ZAR also is used by the game publisher to offer in-game purchases and power-ups with ZAR. So a gamer can purchase a power-up for their game character or make an in-game purchase using ZAR as well. And those are the macro differences of our platform right off the bat. But the constant value is actually the biggest difference I see.
What would you say is most exciting or highly anticipated in ZAR's roadmap during the first half of 2018 or after the DSO?
I think what will be exciting for us as a team, first of all, to have our 5 slated games to be totally on the market. People can see how a NEM-powered platform can operate and what it has to offer to the world. February, I think, is going to be quite exciting. Secondly, when the upcoming NEM exchange comes out, it's going to be also great for Zarcade to be linked to such a trusted and top 10 coin market cap blockchain foundation like NEM. So that's going to be great working together with the NEM Foundation. And also just what we can do. The potential with our software software developer kit, I think it can go into many realms. I attended a video game conference recently called Level Up, and it was great talking to people, and I met even people in esports. And frankly, Zarcade, because of what we offer, we can actually open up the game of esports whereby they're not so cloistered in just having a venue and having a prize purse for their game environment. They could partner up with Zarcade. They could add a different dimension to their esport titles. You can have the esport environment happening outside the venue, because as you know, with people accumulating XAR, it's basically the equivalent of a prize purse, but happening 24/7. So if we actually had a tie up with an esport game, which I would love to do, we could add a totally new dimension to esports. And frankly, also with augmented reality and virtual reality, those are spaces that our software developer kit can also go. When you have the Samsung S8, for instance, when it slides into the Samsung Gear VR unit, it's very easy for us to blockchain a game that could be compatible with a virtual reality mechanism. I think it's exciting on where all the platforms can go, and we would love to engage more with desktop titles as well, because they have really vast in-game credit environments for us to examine. So I think for me, it's all the platforms that we can reach, tying up with the NEM exchange, which will be great, and also trying to keep updated with all the different type of game technologies that will come out there. So, like I said, we're totally compatible with web-based games as well. I think that's sort of our roadmap for the first half of 2018. There are a lot of things that Zarcade can do, and we're totally open and flexible to adding more features on the platform.
So, where do you see XAR in 1 year from today?
I think XAR is going to become certainly more well known, first of all, in the video game community. I hope it's seen as a way for indie game publishers to save more money, increase their marketing budgets, and I hope that XAR can help them out. That's one of our missions. And then secondly, probably a year from now, of course, the XAR token will graduate from being just on the NEM exchange. So I see it being on other exchanges as well. And frankly, XAR, being of constant value, is a safe haven coin. And if things get turbulent in the crypto financial markets, you have your XAR coin there, always to go to. And this is one thing that I think is unique about XAR. People come to me and ask me what the benefits are. And besides being a utility coin, is also a safe haven coin. So if we just focus on the coin itself, I see it definitely graduating from the NEM exchange in the first half or the third quarter of 2018, most likely. But I hope that XAR becomes synonymous with the video game community, because frankly, we are inviting anybody to come on board. We know that our software developer kit can go multi-platform. So really, we're sort of just in an invitational mode. I invite anybody to contact me, through Telegram, and we can examine your game already and onboard you on the platform. So I see us making a lot of progress in all markets. The Asian market also, we have a lot of NEM community members in Japan. So it would be great for us to get more well known in the Japanese video game community, because it has a very high standing in the world of video games. And also the European and North American markets. Hope we can make some progress.
Yeah, you guys definitely have a very open community.
Once again, it's the power of Telegram. I mean, you have, a NEM Japan group. You have like a NEM Netherlands group or whatnot. And what I love about being a NEM-powered platform is just the open support we have. It's a huge support network. So, I mean, being a mainstream entrepreneur, becoming a blockchain entrepreneur, I mean, I advise anybody to actually do it with NEM, because I've had tremendous support. I mean, when they want to help out, they're always there on Telegram. And I think this is one thing that's really unique about Zarcade or any NEM-based company. It's the amazing support you get. Once you get hooked into Telegram, you get international NEM support as well. And what's also great is that NEM always actually wants to educate the mainstream business world about blockchain technology. And if I may say, I feel that Zarcade is actually the perfect way for a person to actually get educated on how blockchain works, because maybe people may at first be a little intimidated by cryptocurrency or blockchain because maybe it's dealing with financial financial instruments or whatnot that not everybody's familiar with. But straight off the bat, you can see what blockchain does for revenue share, for instance. It increases the speed. It takes out the middleman when it's applied to video games. So I hope also that this arcade shows to the world community, even the mainstream community, what blockchain can do even in a mainstream space like video games. It's not just finance that blockchain technology can be applied to. It's really just something very mainstream and also that can be applied to, and you can see right in front of your face what blockchain can do, how it benefits people.
It's definitely here to stay. The reality of it is it is digital currency and it's here to stay.
It is.
It's almost a common sense approach, or it's logical, if you will. It's digital currency, quite literally, and it does increase efficiency across the board, whether it's for government or non-government, whether decentralized or centralized. And NEM is definitely making a huge footprint in there, and really cool to see you guys working on NEM.
I think the NEM Foundation's big strength is that it's transparent. Like you can go on the website, you see that we have an organization like a president, vice president, et cetera, et cetera. What I like about it is that in the crypto space and blockchain space, NEM is really transparent. Like if you're an entrepreneur and you really want to get NEM powered, like I did with Zarcade, I can't emphasize enough to your followers how easy it is. I mean, you'll get the support you need.
Yeah, that's great. And I love NEM. We did at least one episode on NEM. I've been into NEM maybe for not too long, but about 6 months.
Okay. Yeah.
So, yeah, I was a supporter from a little while ago. I believe in
Right.
their team and having their model and their mission. And similar to Zarcade, for Zar, it's really, they're very transparent. And that was something that I appreciated off the bat. When it was, New Economy Movement. I know it's not anymore. So how can people engage with you outside of Telegram?
We have the Zarcade official Telegram chat, which I recommend everybody just to download the app to join us. But separate from that, you can engage us directly. If you go to zarcade.io, you'll see at the bottom is our company email address, and I will make sure to try and reply to everyone that gets in touch with us through email on the bottom of our page. And then, of course, we're on all the major social media platforms, from Twitter to Instagram, Facebook, etc. But also we're on Reddit as well. And we basically have a good spread around also Bitcoin talk. We have our bounty program being active there as well. And we have our Zarcade profile. But you can get directly in touch with me through email as a start. And then I can advise you on how to get in touch with other game publishers and gamers as well. So yes, I think email would be a good start.
Yeah, I love bounty programs so much. It's such a clear indicator that a company is working in the best interest of the end user, and it's very transparent. And it's just like, here, boom, we're going to give you something. You can beat our system. Have at it.
Yeah, if there are any indies out there or game publishers, please contact me through email or Telegram, and I'll make sure to reply to you. We are in an invitational mode for game publishers. We have the capacity to help, even though our beta is not out yet. It's going to be out quite soon.
This was great. I'm so excited about Zarcade. Otto, thank you so much. It's really been a pleasure, and I really appreciate all of the insight that you've offered.
No, thanks, Steve. It's great to be on a show like yours, and I really appreciate your support for NEM as well.